Hey, what is up guys? Epic Pokemon TCG here, and today guys, I've got another deck profile for you. And in today's video guys, we're going to be taking a look at Lucario Garbodor. So, I apologize that my camera's kind of weird here, trying to figure this out. There we go. Okay, actually, there we go. Okay, so, we're going to go ahead and get into the list. And guys, if you want to check out the list, it is in the description below, so go check that out. So starting off guys, of course, we have three Lucario EX. So, quickly go over Lucario. It's got Missile Jab for 30, and this attacks damage is affected by resistance. It's got Corkscrew Smash 60, and then draw until you have 6 cards in your hand, and then Somersault Kick for 100. So Lucario's a pretty sweet attacker, honestly, especially since you can pair it up with cards like Fighting Energy, Muscle Band, Strong Energy, Fighting Stay, and Muscle Band. Did I screw that up, or did I say that right? I don't know. But pretty much Lucario can hit for a lot of damage, really, without very much energy or having much on it. And Missile Jab is definitely a very good attack for Stage 1 decks, being able to knock out their basics and everything's pretty good. And also it has the potential to two-shot a lot of Pokemon and, you know, gives you some draw. And so it's pretty cool. And we're also going to pair it up with a 2/2 Garbodor. So pretty much like my idea with this deck was shut off abilities, which hurt a lot of stuff. And start doing high amounts of damage with little to nothing. And so that was pretty cool. I decided, you know, hey, it'd be a fun deck to try out. So we're going to play 2/2 Garbodor. Garbodor has Garbotoxin pretty much when you have a Pokemon tool on it. Garbotoxin is the only ability that can be activated or whatever. And next up, guys, whoa, hang on. I misplaced something. Ah, here you are. Okay. Alright, next up, guys, we have 3 Hawlucha. Now, one of the downsides to this, honestly, something I noticed was you have Shining Spirit. Damage from this Pokemon's attacks isn't affected by weakness or resistance. When you're bringing up a Shaymin and you have Garbodor out, well, they're going to get that -20 for resistance. So that's something definitely to note here. But still, honestly, Hawlucha can still do a ton of damage with Flying Press. And if you attack a Pokemon that has fighting weakness, like Manectric or something like that, or like, I guess just really an EX that's weak to fighting, like Darkrai, I guess would be another thing, you're going to be applying weakness. So that's pretty cool. So you have the potential to one-shot stuff, and really it doesn't take that much because you just need like 40 extra damage. And honestly, that's just really easy to do with this deck. Next up, I played 2 Landers, and that's just because of the fact that I only have 3 Lucario and 3 Hawlucha. And I didn't really know what else I could potentially put in here. I kind of wanted to make this deck completely revolve around attacking for high amounts of damage with little to no energy. Well, you do need energy. You guys know what I mean. And Shauna Power is just a fantastic attack, honestly. 20, and then you may take a basic energy card from your discard pile and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. So you get energy back, and also Shadow Power is a very good way to soften up Pokemon for future attacks. And also it's actually pretty good against decks that aren't, you know, EX based. So like Landorus can definitely do some damage to Pokemon. There goes my phone. Pokemon that need to evolve. I'm sorry about that. Let me go ahead and put that on vibrate. There we go. Okay, so Landorus is definitely a good card. I was like, screw it, I'm just going to put that in here because I don't really have any other Pokemon to attack with. That, yeah. And that was definitely something I noticed in my Lucario Hammers deck. Was that also, guys, we have 2 Shaymin in here, and I'll get to that here in a second, why I play Shaymin and how I try to get these things off the field once you get Garbodor out. Shaymin is in here pretty much just for setup. And next up, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the supporters here. So, pretty standard. I played 4 Sycamore, 3 Korrina. 3 Korrina is amazing in here, by the way. 2 Birch's Observations. 1 random Shauna. This is in here on purpose, just to, honestly, you can play one or the other. It really doesn't matter. And then we play 2 Lysandre, along with 4 VS Seeker. So, that's the engine I'm kind of comfortable with. Honestly, just a lot of stuff to draw and search. Korrina, definitely very good because you can actually grab like a fighting Pokemon, and you can grab like a Float Stone for your Garbodor or just something like that. Really, Korrina definitely a fantastic card, very good in this deck, and it's just kind of really honestly, Korrina kind of made this deck work a little better because I can go ahead and just get the lock on immediately. Next up, we're playing 3 Trainer's Mail. I'm really liking Trainer's Mail. It's like one of my favorite trainers, so I kind of try to put it in everything I build, honestly. You could definitely use these 3 spots for something else if you would like to, but this is just really good because it searches out supporters, it searches out tools or something like that. You know, that way you can keep the Garbodor going. Something I was definitely thinking about maybe was putting in like an Eco Arm to keep up the lock or whatever, but you know, that was just an idea I had. And speaking of tools, we played 3 Muscle Band and 2 Float Stone. Now, I also actually do have a switch in here, which I don't know which one I should do. I don't know if I should play 3 Float Stone or whatever, but the 1 switch was definitely really nice to have because I didn't want to have to put a Float Stone on a Pokemon that could potentially have a Muscle Band on it later in the game. So that was something I was looking at. But, I don't know, generally, like, I'm used to playing Garbodor with 2 Float Stones, and, like, 2 Float Stones seems like I would have 1, and, you know, not really have to worry about anything, because, like, in all honesty, like, in most of my games, I did play this in a league challenge, and I got 2nd with it. Pretty much, like, in all honesty, like, I would have Garbodor sitting on the bench, but I would have something active that was just a major threat, and they really couldn't waste a turn to try to Lysandre up my Garbodor and knock it out. So, pretty much, they were having to deal with what I had on the field active, and, you know, wasn't really Lysandering up Garbodor to try to get rid of this. Now, Startling Megaphone was definitely a thing, or is going to be a thing, I think, eventually, just with all the stuff coming out, and, like, the potential to, the game kind of going towards, like, if you Startling Megaphone, you could potentially get a knockout because of Fighting Fury Belt. Now, I originally did have Fighting Fury Belt in my first build over the Muscle Band, but the Muscle Bands, I just feel like, are a little better, and I also had Focus Sash, and again, I just felt like Muscle Band was the way to go. And so, I really like the Muscle Bands in here. Definitely helps keep the pressure on. So, that is so far what I got. Next up, we have 2 Ultra Ball. Really, this is just in here because I just wanted stuff to search out Shaymin and Garbodor. But, yeah. 2 seems to be working alright. 3 could be a thing. Right here is 2 spots I'm still experimenting with. I originally had head ringers in here, but I decided to take them out for enhanced hammers. And they seem to kind of work a little bit. They're actually not too bad. I don't know. I think they're good, but these 2 spots can definitely go towards something else. Just, you know, I'm kind of experimenting with cards here to try to get this list a little better. Next up, we have Super Rod. This is just in here to shuffle in stuff, honestly. Super Rod, definitely a good card. And I do play Startling Megaphone, and I kind of forgot to, you know, take this out because originally, like I said, I did have the 2 head ringers in here. Something I like to do is Startling Megaphone and head ringer, and so. You know, plus Startling Megaphone just gets rid of a bunch of tools and everything, and I've actually had, you know, instances where I've gotten knockouts with Startling Megaphone because I've been playing online a little bit more here lately, and I've been testing this online, and it's pretty cool whenever Pokemon TCG Online doesn't, you know, close out on me, which is why you're seeing a lot of IRL deck profiles. And next up we have Professor's Letter. Really, I just kept having like instances where I would like open with Korrina but no energy. So I figured a Professor's Letter would be good in here. So I like it in here. You guys can definitely just opt for something else if you would like to. And then I actually play 5 stadiums in this deck. I'm going to get to why I play Parallel City real quick. So pretty much like whenever you have Garbodor out. Okay. So let's say use Shaymin setup and eventually later on you get Garbodor out. Well, Shaymin's just sitting there. If you Sky Return it, it's just there. Like, you can't really do much with it. And if you get judged or something like that, and then it goes back in your deck, you draw it again, you're like, well, crap, I can't use this. I just play a Parallel City. I'll just play it with the blue side down, discard Shaymin, get rid of it, and I just won't ever see it again unless they target whistle it, obviously. But I just played a 2 Parallel City because I just didn't want Shaymin to be a hindrance on me after I got through using it and everything, so I don't know. I like the 2 Parallel City in here. I did that so many times when I was playing in my league challenge, and then my opponent would just like look at me and just like crap. And it's honestly I think, you know, what kind of won me a few games because like most of the time Shaymin, like even nowadays, is just kind of becoming a hindrance. Honestly, after your opponent plays Shaymin, you're like, well, crap. You know, if I need it, you know, I can just Lysandre that up and get 2 free prizes. Whereas with this deck, if you just get rid of it, then pretty much your opponent just has to kind of Lysandre up stuff that, you know, might give up 1 prize, or they have to like one-shot a Lucario or something like that, which isn't that hard, but, you know, definitely 180 is a lot harder to one-shot than 110, so that was my idea behind that, and I played 2 just because I definitely want to draw it, and I keep dropping stuff down here. That's why you keep seeing me go back down in here, but definitely the 2 Parallel City helped out a lot. And then, of course, I just play the 3 Fighting Stadium, just because, you know, they add extra damage in their counter stadium. And then finally, to round out the deck, guys, we have 4 Strong Energy and 5 Fighting Energy. So 9 Energy, 10 if you would like to, you know, like kind of monkey with this deck. This deck is definitely like very changeable. You can add different combinations. You can take out the enhanced hammers and put in stuff. You can go about the stadiums a different route or whatever. But I really like this deck. It was really cool. Really like the Garbodor isn't absolutely needed, but it did help out a little bit. So I mean, it's just really up to personal preference what you guys would like. But really, I don't think Lucario needs the Garbodor. But it was a cool idea. You know, hitting for a lot of damage and then shutting off abilities at the same time was just really cool. And I got second with the Elite Challenge. That's pretty cool. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you do like the video and subscribe for some more content. If you have not already done that, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm going to do a little self-promotion here, guys. Go check out my Pokemon Yellow walkthrough. Those videos aren't doing the best, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys go check it out. Right now, I just finished up the SS and I'm going to be uploading another video here shortly. So make sure you go check that out if you guys would like to watch some Pokemon Yellow gameplay. But I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. And this is Epic Pokemon TCG signing out. Take care, guys.